heart of animal breeding basically starts off with the method of selection. Okay? Kakaroon tayo ng animal breeding, basically, it starts off with the process of selection. And anong ibig sabihin ng selection? As the term suggests, it is basically selecting the best animal that you want to propagate its genetics to its future generations. So kung ano yung superior na hayop na pipiliin natin, yun yung gusto nating paramihin. Ang goal ng selection ay simple lamang. Gusto natin pataasin yung mga tinatawag nating desirable traits. So kung ito ang desirable traits na gusto mo sa iyong cattle, gusto natin yung desirable trait na yan, dumami. Okay? How about those undesirable traits? Of course, magiging practical tayo, kung gusto natin dumami ang desirable traits, yung mga undesirable naman, yung mga hindi natin gusto natin kumunti. Okay? Gusto natin kumunti. Yun ang yun ang purpose ng selection. Those desirable traits, we want more of it. Yun yung gusto nating paramihin. And those undesirable traits, we want less of it. But it's more complicated than that. Okay? Hindi po pwedeng tinitignan lang natin siya in a singular focus. What I mean by that is, minsan, ang pagkakamali, akala natin, yung singular trait na gusto nating paramihin, ay yun ang makakabuti sustainably or in the future. Maaari na yung desirable trait na pinarami natin might also include some undesirable genetics na hindi natin gusto. Same is true with the opposite argument. Maaari na yung ayaw nating trait carries some potential genetics that we want to propagate in the future. So it's not as simple, yun yung basic na logic of selection, but it's not as simple when you do it technically speaking. There are two types of selection. Siguro naman, alam nyo na yan. We have natural selection and we have artificial selection. When we say natural selection, yan yung pagpili without any human intervention. So sino ang namimili sa natural selection? Ang namimili ay si nature. Yung mga trait that allows the animal to survive and adapt to its natural environment, yun ang dadami. Whereas yung mga trait naman that would not allow the animal to survive and adapt to its natural environment, yun naman ang liliit, yun ang kokonti ang bilang. So for example, dito sa mga tropical countries, kung saan may winter, ang mga magsurvive na hayop doon is basically adaptable to winter conditions. Like for example, makakapal siguro yung kanilang balat. Okay? They can maintain more heat because they have more fat in their system. So yun yung genes na maipapasa kasi nga ang environment yung environment nila ay nagkakaroon ng winter. Ngayon, yung mga hayop na hindi ganon kakakapal ang balat, hindi ganon kararami yung fat deposits to keep them warm during winter, sila yung mamamatay. Therefore, ang maipopropagate is yung mga individuals na may trait na sakto doon sa kanilang environment. Now, as an animal scientist, we don't want this. Why? Because natural selection is quite random, kumbaga. Kaya naman, we as agriculturists, we usually use the artificial method of selection. And artificial selection is basically done by breeders in order to achieve specific goals. So yun yung mga pag-uusapan natin ngayon. Ano ba yung mga iba't ibang methods of artificial selection? Paano namimili ang isang agriculturist or animal scientist ng mga hayop na gusto nilang paramihin in the future. And there are four major types of artificial selection. We have mass selection, pedigree selection, progeny selection or progeny testing, and family selection. Umpisahan natin doon sa pinakamabilis at pinakasimple, which is mass selection. So what is mass selection? This is selection based solely kung ano yung nakikita mo doon sa individual. So imagine, you are a poultry farmer and gusto mo yung mga hens mo ay malakas mangitlog. So you have lots of hens in your poultry farm. Gagawin mo, iisa-isahin mo, i-evaluate mo kung gaano ka-efficient and gaano karami mangitlog bawat manok na alaga mo. And based on a threshold or a standard that you have set for your farm, pipiliin mo na ngayon yung mga manok na efficient and maraming mangitlog. Pipiliin mo sila, so doon nakuha yung word na mass, so pipiliin mo sila, and in the next cycle, in the next generation, yan yung pararamihin mo. That is mass selection. What is the advantage of mass selection? Unang-una, it's easy to implement. Kaya nga nakalagay dito, it is fast and simple. So, kapag yung mga traits are high heritability, ibig sabihin, madaling mamana yung mga traits na ito, katulad ng body size or egg production pagdating sa poultry, yan ang nababagay na selection method sa kanila. However, ang mass selection ay may limitasyon din. For example, sa mass selection, ang tinitignan lang natin is yung performance ng hayop at the present. Kung ano lamang yung nakikita natin na quality or trait ng hayop na yun. Paano na lang kung maganda nga yung trait niya, pero may nakatago pala siyang bad genes. So yun yung isang limitation ng mass selection. Hindi niya tinitignan, ang tinitignan lang niya is yung good performance at the present, but it is not pinpointing if there are any bad genes in the mass of animals that is selected. Kaya naman, ang mass selection, hindi to effective for complex trait, okay? Or yung mga trait that is influenced by multiple genes, katulad na lamang ng disease-resistant traits. Kasi hindi mo agad-agad makikita yon sa performance ng hayop na pinipili mo. Kaya naman, another way to select the best animal gusto mong paramihin is using the method of what we call as pedigree selection. Now, when we say pedigree, it is of or relating to parents or yung nakalagay dito, ancestors. So dito sa pedigree selection, pinipili mo yung hayop na maganda ang trait or maganda ang quality nung kanilang mga magulang or nung kanilang mga ancestors. Kanilang parents, grandparents. So ang basis of selection mo is the parent. Therefore, kung mamimili ka ng hayop, hindi mo tinitignan yung performance ng hayop mismo, pero ang tinitignan mo is yung performance ng kanilang mga magulang. Ang assumption sa pedigree selection is that good parents will produce good offspring. For example, may isang dairy farmer. Gusto niyang mamili ng calf na kanyang pararamihin. Ano ang gagawin ni dairy farmer na to? It would select a calf from a mother na nagpuproduce ng liters and liters of milk per day. So ang basean ay hindi yung performance ng bata, pero yung performance ng magulang. Okay? Ano ang advantage ng pedigree selection? Ang pedigree selection is very useful for traits that are difficult to measure in young animals. For example, milk production. Kasi kapag bata yung calf mo, hindi mo naman mame-measure agad-agad kung gaano siya karaming mag-produce ng gatas. E ano yung gagamitin mong basihan? Gagamitin mong basihan yung kanyang magulang na nagpo-produce na ng gatas. Kaya ang pedigree selection helps in long-term genetic improvement because you are selecting the animal that has a proven lineage. Okay? Maganda yung pinanggalingan niyang trait. Kumbaga, maganda yung pinanggalingan niyang breeding. Kumbaga. However, the problem with pedigree selection is that hindi garantiya na porke maganda ang parent, maganda yung quality or trait ng parent, ibig sabihin, maganda na rin yung trait ng kanyang magiging anak. So genetics is complex. Hindi sure na dahil okay yung traits ng parent, magiging okay na rin yung trait ng kanyang magiging anak. And at the same time, ang pedigree selection, kailangan may record ka. Bakit mo kailangan ng record? Kasi nga, ang pinagpipilian mo is yung parent, hindi naman yung mismong hayop. So you've got to have a good record-keeping system of the performance of its ancestors in order for you as the animal breeder to select the best. Ang pedigree selection ay yung pagpili ng hayop base sa trait ng kanyang magulang or ancestors. Paano naman kaya? Baliktarin natin. Yung pagpili sa hayop base sa performance ng kanyang anak. Ano naman kaya ang tawag doon? We call that as progeny testing or progeny selection. Now, this time around, ang tinitignan mo na standard or basehan ng pagpili ng selection is on the performance of its offspring. Now, this method is highly accurate among the 4 methods that we will be discussing. However, the problem is that it takes so much time. Kasi nga, ang basehan mo is yung anak, right? Ang anak naman, hindi pa niya nare-reach yung full potential niya. Therefore, kailangan mo pang hintayin na lumaki yung anak bago mo matest yung performance ng hayop mo. For example, bull, okay? You are looking for a bull that has good milk production trait, okay? Now, may problem dito. Ano yung problem? Ang bull ay hindi naman po nagpo-produce ng gatas, di ba? So you cannot measure the trait milk production sa bull kasi bulls do not produce milk. So instead, ang gagawin mo, kukunin mo itong bull na to, ibibreed mo siya sa maraming cow, and then you will measure the milk production of its offspring. So i-measure mo yung mga naging daughters niya, basically. I-measure mo kung gaano kaganda yung kalidad or yung milk production quality ng mga magiging anak niya. So if they produce high milk yield, then the bull is considered genetically superior. Ang progeny testing is best for traits na low ang heritability. So hindi ganun ka-obvious. For example, fertility, disease resistance. It also helps us identify carriers of undesirable genes. Kasi kung akala natin superior yung hayop, pero yung mga anak niya may mga sakit, more than likely, yung hayop na pinipili mo ay may genes na undesirable. And nasabi ko na kanina, ano yung limitasyon naman ng progeny testing? Una, it's time-consuming kasi it requires breeding, rearing, and the evaluation of its offspring. And dahil time-consuming siya, more or less, napakamahal din po ng method na to. And this is an expensive method, and this is only practical in extensive or large-scale breeding programs. The last type of selection is what we call naman as family selection. And this one, medyo complex na siya because you are now selecting animals based on the performance of its relatives. So tinitignan mo na yung family line niya. Tinitignan mo yung performance ng mga kapatid niya, ng mga half-siblings niya, ng mga cousins niya. Yun naman yung family selection. So for example, a breeder would select a piglet from a litter kung saan yung mga kapatid niya are gaining weight rapidly. Lalo na kung yung baboy na yon ay gagamitin natin for meat production. So the assumption is that yung piglet na ang mga kapatid niya ay mabilis, lumaki, maganda yung feed conversion ratio na tinatawag, then that piglet has more likely good growth genetics. What is the advantage of family selection? It helps improve low heritability traits katulad ng progeny testing, and it is useful in species na maramihan dumami, katulad na lamang ng baboy at manok. However, the limitation of family selection is that it is less precise than progeny testing. And again, a good family will not always mean a good individual performance. Kasi malay mo, magaganda yung quality or trait ng mga kapatid niya, pero siya pala yung minalas, di ba? Nakakuha siya ng isang recessive trait na ayaw mo, therefore, magiging disadvantageous yun ngayon sa iyong animal operation. So to summarize, ang mass selection, it is best for high heritability traits, okay? Like for example, selecting the heaviest broilers for meat production sa iyong poultry farm. Ang pedigree selection naman, it is best for traits that are appearing later in life. Kasi nga sa pedigree selection, you are looking at the performance of the parent. For example, choosing a calf from a parent that is high yielding in terms of its milk production. Ang progeny testing is best for low heritability traits. Katulad na lamang ng bull, ini-evaluate mo yung bull based doon sa performance ng kanyang mga offspring. Or to be more specific, performance of the daughter's milk production yield. And for family selection, this is best for large litter species, like for example, selecting piglets from a litter with high growth rates. Now that we're done with selecting the animal, hindi tayo as animal breeders titigil sa pagpili lamang, di ba? Siyempre, after mong piliin yung hayop, kailangan i-breed natin sila, okay? Or i-mate natin sila para yung trait na pinipili natin ay dumami. Dadako na tayo sa diskusyon ng systems of breeding. Magti-take ka ba ng licensure exam for agriculturists this year? If yes, I believe my course is for you. Enroll now at Learning Agri Withal modular course by clicking the link below. Ano pang hinihintay mo? Mag-enroll ka na. Samahan kita mag-review. Bye!